So, I want to focus this session on healing any past traumas and pains that may be coming up for you. This, right now, whether you're watching this now or you're in July of 2019, or if you're watching this at some other time, but right now, this eclipse energy is pretty potent, and a lot of things that we've repressed is starting to come up. So if you're dealing with that, I want to kind of focus on, making that a little easier to process. I've been noticing for myself these last couple of days that a lot of things that I've repressed, or a lot of things that I've been trying to put on the wayside, have decided to, resurface, and I'm just kind of like, yeah. So, tonight, we're going to focus on helping process that energy, or whatever. Whatever it is. I know I'm doing this super late. I'm always super late. But I know I'm recording this super late. But that's because I actually worked a full day shift when I only expected to work a half day shift. I took the other half last minute, and when I got home I crashed. Yeah, and then I started to cook because I had to cook. I cooked. I created this dish. No, I cooked. Oh my god, that's bad. My sense of communication is starting to disappear. Anyways, I cooked baked chicken and sausage with noodles and Alfredo sauce. And after I'm done with this session, I'm going to finally eat. But yeah, I figured, since we were off yesterday for well, it's not technically yesterday, it's the day. Since we were off Thursday for the 4th of July, I figured, why not pull a couple more hours? You know what I'm saying? So whatever is kind of coming to the surface, I'm just going to remove that. And then later, I'm going to use the wand to do some extraction as well, because a lot of that stuff we repressed is like deep. It's like really deep. Like you have to bury it so deep that you don't even want to think about it, and if you think about it, it's like crap. I've had this situation bugging me for the longest time, and I haven't really thought about how to deal with it. I've been just kind of like hoping it'd take care of itself, but it didn't, and it hasn't. At least in my eyes, it hasn't. Probably has in in like the natural order, but like in my eyes, it hasn't been, taken care of. But a part of me feels like it's better just to kind of let things, basically leave sleeping dogs where they lie, because sorry, I feel like causing any sort of like uncomfortable situation won't benefit the situation. It'll just make things uncomfortable. But a part of me is just at a point where it's just like, and I'm trying to figure out which one to listen to. Right now I'm listening to the reasonable side, but the other side is calling. Yeah. And it's not like anything of like anger or malice. It's not coming from a place of that. It's just coming from a place of more agitation. Agitated with myself that I just really should have handled this a long time ago, but also agitated with the situation that I kind of wish it just resolved itself. I am very self-aware, and that's kind of another thing that's been like coming up for me as well. I'm not a passive person, but in certain situations, I tend to prefer to handle them passively. That's what I'm trying to say. I prefer to handle them passively. I'm not a passive person by any means. Like I'm very ambitious. If I want something, I'm gonna go get it. If I really want something, I'm gonna pursue it. But I'm also, in certain situations, I notice I can be very passive. And I don't know, just knowing that, kind of like having that come up for me, just been like, I've been kind of a little angry at myself. But you kind of learn why you've been passive about those situations. And like kind of why, you're kind of like not that quick to respond to certain situations as you would be to others. And the reason why I'm kind of speaking kind of like in a broad sense is because like I said, I kind of don't want to, give away too much of the situation, but, I kind of feel like with all that's, going on, I kind of feel like eclipses, man. That's all I can say. Eclipses. They always mess with your emotions to a point where it's just insane. But that stuff, I guess, has to come up. So, that's why we're doing the work. Sometimes I get tongue-tied, especially when like I'm really like passionate about a subject. Sometimes like my brain will outthink my mouth. My brain will think faster than my mouth can speak, and then things will get kind of sad and dark. funny story about that actually. I went to the vitamin shop. That's what it's called, and it was raining outside, and I rushed in, and I wanted some slippery elm, which is it's like a tree. I think it's a bark, whatever, but it's for inflammation, so it kind of helps with the Crohn's disease and whatnot. And I went in to get like some slippery elm, but I said it so quickly that the girl couldn't understand me, so I thought she thought I was speaking a different language, and she was just kind of like laughing at me. And I was just like, why are you laughing at me? She's just like, you were talking too fast. Like, yeah, I do talk fast. I apologize. Um, she's like, what? I'm like, I need some slippery elm. What? I need some slippery elm. And she just starts laughing, and I'm just like I just got like, I went from like 0 to offended like real quick, and it was all my fault. Um, yeah. You ever have that happen to you? You go from 0 to offended real quick when like the situation was like kind of like basically your fault. It's like, it's embarrassing when it goes down, but it's like hella hilarious when you like think about it later on. I mean, it's cringy if you, I mean, some people it's cringy, but to me it's hilarious. Because the fact that like your mind got insulted by something that you caused, and you allowed your mind to get to that point where you basically literally insulted yourself. Yo, it's hilarious. It's the best. It's like I actually fooled myself into believing that I was offended by something that I created. So I'm an Aquarius rising, Gemini moon, and a Sagittarius sun. And my Jupiter is in Libra, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think a lot. I think a lot. I think so much that I can outthink myself in a thinking competition sometimes. I can think myself into like a frenzy. That's kind of why I've been really working with like, um, breath and whatnot. Because I think a lot. And my Mercury's in Scorpio. That's not good. Uh, Mercury's in Scorpio. I love that Mercury's in Scorpio because Mercury also affects the way you speak. And water signs, like people with like, I mean, from what I understand, with like water sign Mercuries and whatnot, they tend to have a really nice voice, like a really gentle voice. I guess that's kind of why my voice sounds the way it sounds, is my Mercury in Scorpio. Um, but that's way too big, and oh my god. That'll cause like problems. Yeah, so I guess that's probably what it is. But it also, like, Mercury also kind of like, it's the planet that dictates how you think and what you think about. And my Mercury's in Scorpio. which is the sign of death, rebirth, transformation, the occult, all those things. So here I am. Hi. That's me, guys. I talk too much in this video. I'm gonna stay quiet now. Okay. Do a little some light healing. Ooh. Oh. go to sleep. Hope you have a good night. See you later.